Already out here on December 18th or 19th, one of them days anyway. Putting some lime back in the cattle pen here. That's the lime I put in last year. It held up really well. Probably about one scoop full on the skid steer would get me back to about where I was last year. So for no more money spent, I was real happy with it. Old farmer, I think it was wondering how it turned out. But as you can see, it just moved the wet hole out farther, and of course I got more cattle and everything. So I had a guy bring me a semi-load of lime in, about 24 tons. I'm gonna put this in. The manure's kind of sloppy. I got it all pushed over there, but it's gonna have to dry up a little bit before I can haul it out. You could almost pump the stuff, but that's the way it is. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and so I wanted to get this in here before it did rain. But made a purchase, as Jeff would say. I liquidated my investment I had tied up in my other skid steer, and I have purchased from a neighbor down the road a 4510 Gale. I had a 3510 before. This one's about 30% bigger. Instead of 28 horse or 27 horse, this one's 40 horse. Still gas, but it's just a lot bigger in size. It's got a 66-inch wide bucket instead of a 60-inch wide, and this bucket's a lot heavier duty than the other one was. Sold the other one for a profit, and then bought this one, and it wasn't running either. He'd had some trouble with the electronic ignition in it and got that ironed out. I bought it off of him. I've done some other things to it, fixed a couple leaks. And I got an axle seal that's leaking, which I got to fix yet, but other than that, it's pretty good shape actually. Hadn't ever been in the manure or anything, so it's not all rusted out or anything. It's pretty solid. So yeah, I actually bought the thing back in May when I sold my other one, and I didn't get it going until a few weeks ago, and so I just hadn't made a video of it. I suppose I should have drawn it out and, you know, done a big long series about the new skid steer that was coming, but never showed the thing. But I didn't have any reason to. You watch my channel, if you're watching my channel, you can pretty much tell what the video is going to be about by the description. I don't lead you guys on for a whole bunch of time and on videos. I'll tell you, I'm going to get something that's going to be shown in that video most likely. None of this clickbait crap. Made a liar out of myself though. About a year or fall of 17, I was shelling corn talking about my other skid steer, saying I was probably going to sell it and buy a tractor with a loader. But then once I got that thing running, I figured, well, I'll just keep it, because these skid steers are just too dang handy, especially in tight areas. And then neighbor stopped by one day and he said, hey, you got about the same skid steer I do, and he had just bought a bigger one. And he's actually the one, he bought the Komatsu that I rebuilt the cylinders on back in springtime there. And ended up buying this. I ended up post I was getting at. I said I probably wasn't going to buy that skid steer or sell that skid steer I had and buy another one. Well, once I got to using the thing, they're so dang handy. You just about gotta keep one around once you've used it. There's another purchase I made. Another purchase, an Oliver 105 wheel rake. Needed an Oliver rake to round out my hay collection, and so I wanted to try a wheel rake. It needs some teeth and it needs some pieces of wood put back in the center of the wheels there so the hay can't pass through. Other than that, it's not too bad a shape. The other skid steer had an 850-pound lift capacity. This one's got 1,150 pound. Hoping I can have the fill this area here and still have some lime left over to put in once I get the manure hauled out. Over at the horse stable around the corner from Dad's this morning, or all day really, they got 2 semi-loads of lime hauled in over there, and I put that down in their barn and out around the manure pile. I'll get this spread out and packed down, and I'll come back to you here. Well, I got it all in there. Something this one's got, my other one didn't have, is lights. Pretty handy. I've only had it going about 2 or 3 weeks, and I've used them twice already. So yep, there you go. You got off in the manure. Still got a third of a pile left, so I'm pretty happy about that. Dry up some, scoop all that out, and put the rest of it in. Let them tramps around here and pack it down, and hopefully it'll rain tomorrow and get it soaked and then dry out, and it just kind of seals it over and just turns to concrete, which is real nice. But getting pretty big. I messed up this year. I'd normally take them in about the first week of January to the locker, get them butchered, and I should have called, and I didn't, and so now they weren't able to get me in until the 3rd and 4th week of January, which whatever, so they're gonna be a little bigger than usual, but I got the grain to feed them that long. So pretty much it here, and there's my new skid steer, 4510 Gale. Thanks everybody for watching.